Talking about the technology sector now, we all know how important it's become over the years to imbibe technology in everything we do. At EduBridge, we've trained over 2 million learners in the last 10 years, and we can tell you that one of the key questions everyone comes up with is, I'm from a non-tech background or a commerce graduate or a diploma holder. How do I switch to the technology sector? Even I want to be a part of this revolution, but how do I do it? Because I'm not a tech graduate. The code on the screen scares me, but are there any other opportunities in the tech sector for non-tech people like me? Another question that comes up often is, do we have equal pay packages and opportunities for women in IT? So to all our learners and the audience, especially women who have always had this question, in their mind, who better to address this than a leading woman from the IT industry herself? So we are glad to have Ms. Umasree Raghunath for this session to address and highlight the tech career options for people from non-tech backgrounds. Welcome, Ms. Raghunath.
Good morning to you all, and I wish you all a very happy Republic Day. Hope my audio is reachable to all of you.
Yes, it is absolutely, Ms. Raghunath. So I'd just like to introduce Ms. Raghunath. Ms. Raghunath is the director at ATOS and president of Empowering Women in IT. She has over 22 years of experience in program management, business contracts and negotiation, project management, and software and infrastructure delivery, infrastructure and resource management, requirements and business analysis, test and release management, quality assurance, team mentoring and coaching, intellectual property rights specialist, legal and compliance expert. Wow, that's a lot of terms. She's also an author, poet, lawyer, D&I activist, and believes in building people and communities. We are so grateful, Ms. Raghunath, that you've agreed to join us today. Over to you now for your session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that introduction, Maya, and also for Pratibha for all the coordination. It's a pleasure always to address the student community and the tech community at large. And on this special day, I once again wish you all a very happy Republic Day, and I hope we will uphold the sovereignty of a nation and build our country into a most prosperous nation with all the women and men out there, especially the children, especially the girl children, scaling up to in the terms of nation building. Let me start sharing my screen. So I believe in something which I say, if there is a will, there is always a way. And only when we take up that way, which may be sometimes not traveled much, there is progress. And when there is progress combined with practice, that is when we start seeing productivity. Productivity enhances the growth in terms of individual, in terms of a family, in terms of communities and the nation at the large. All this growth in today's world happens with integration of the technology. And with the technology, we see a lot of innovations happening all around us. However, are the only techies contributing to this technology and digital revolution phase that we are currently in? I would say yes, as well as no. Because each one of us here in the society play a very dominant role in how we can actually contribute back to the prosperity of a nation and also building our country as the most technologically advanced nation. Today, many of the CEOs running many of the bigger corporates in the world is a testimony to the talents that our nation possesses. However, one request is to stop the brain drain and also enhance the skills, talents, and growth opportunities for the people, irrespective of where you come from. But it all depends upon where we want to go to. For every human need, be it a product or a service, there is something coming building up. Right from the times immemorial, we have seen that revolutions of civilizations happened only because of human necessity to keep evolving from one phase to the other. This pandemic had showed us that without no previous preparation or training or readiness, the entire digital transformation happened overnight for the skill academy, especially for the academic world, where schools, colleges, academic institutions, and several other training partners and universities have scaled up to combine a hybrid solution during the pandemic, which involved very minimal human intervention in terms of offline classes. However, it enhanced that we can still scale up with online classes and do not miss anything because of the pandemic that is still ongoing, unfortunately. However, when the situation improves, there are going to be plethora of opportunities in the world towards the IT and ITES world. Even without a background in technology, you can be successful in technology space. And I am the live example for this particular thing. Today, we see that out of the corporates that are hiring, 43% are of non-technical jobs. They're not just the jobs that we know are like for HR, finance, or administration or legal, but there are plethora of opportunities for other areas which actually integrate with the pure technology jobs, which contribute to the 57% of the job market today. So what do we need to do? Are we going to be left behind? This is a world of the survival of the fittest. The Darwin theory applies to all of us even today. It is not only survival from a COVID virus, but it is a survival in the competitive world that is emerging with changing technologies overnight. Every decade in the past 5 to 6 decades, we have seen the technology and the digital space evolving right from the introduction of internet to the world, right from the starting of the www to the blockchain technology and several other digital revolutions that are currently happening. So what do we need to do? We need to focus on the skills. We need to be watchful and observant of the market that is actually around us. And it is in our hands to get trained, to grab those opportunities of several courses that are available online. Those were the days in 1990s when the FDI market opened up opportunities for outsourcing into the country. And during the regime of the great Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao, we have seen that a lot of IT companies started placing their foothold in the Indian market. How did we scale up to that? Was it just the Y2K scare that actually made all of us look back into the IT world? I don't think so. It was basically to grab every opportunity for growth that we have started broadening our perspectives of life and looking at what's available. It was the mode of survival for all of us. Till then, the super experiences of the employment through the government jobs have drastically changed after 1990s with the evolution of the IT world in India. So who were the winners here? People who could be interesting, who were bold enough to challenge themselves, get out of the comfort zone and reach out to many of the unexplored markets. Getting experience. Getting experience is first thing is to make a beginning. If you do not start, if you do not even try, that's when you fail. Failure is not something that you try and fail, but failure is something that when you don't even start, try. And that's where I think most of the Indians who grabbed the opportunities world over in the IT space were building themselves in the 1990s. And today in 2022, we are talking about how every one of us can contribute to this. I'll tell you, right from the birth and death certificates till everything today, your GPay, your PayPal, everything that you operate today from your bank transactions, everything is digitalized. Even our grandparents at our home are used to Zoom calls, virtual conferencing with the grandchildren all over the world, which means that this is the world of people with non-techie background. However, we all need to survive. We all need to grow. and make things happen. Be the critic of whatever you are seeing. That's when you will find an opportunity to build something new, learn something new every single day. We are getting there slowly and steadily. Uh, we also need to understand what are the current trends that are available in the market around us. So for that, you need to be reading the old school style newspapers, watching out the opportunities columns, checking on various several portals, LinkedIn, Naukri, or any other job market portal to see what is the current demand. There is a lot of demand for people in data science, robotic sciences, and especially in the emerging technologies of artificial intelligence, like just like how a previous speaker had spoken about the transformation technologies that are actually hitting all of us in a big time. What do we need to do? Am I going to spend after 3 years in a degree college and another set of money on my courses? Yes, you can approach the local vendors who are offering these courses. 20 years back, we did not have an opportunity to explore any of these courses online, and we had to reach out to NIIT and after classes that were available at that period of time. We looked into the market, but today there are plenty of online courses, free courses, paid courses, certified courses, diplomas, degrees that you can do online. And you can also build your portfolio by taking help of the educational institutions like EduTech, where you can actually build your portfolio with right certifications and knowledge that is important for you to build your portfolio. And in this digital world, it is very, very important that all of us create a digital portfolio of us. Today, the footprints that we are going to leave behind are the digital footprints. We are no longer a private individual, but a digital persona. It's very, very important to understand that we build this digital persona reflecting whom we are. Here, there can be no choices made on manipulating from what we are not, because background verifications, checking on who you are, your skill sets, your talent, and what you're good at, it's all out there in the internet world. So it's very important what we share on social media platforms, what we build on our LinkedIn portfolios, how we actually start utilizing the tools and techniques that are available in the market without any apprehensions. That is important because then only you will be able to take up small jobs, challenging yourself outside your regular work. You may be a person working in the finance sector or in the HR market or even in the sales and marketing portfolio. However, you can look at how you can automate something in your own stream of work involving a technology. All of us in every stream of functional and operational management today work on computers, which means that all of us are already there in the technical world. So it's very important that we are ready to get cross-functional training beyond what we are built for, and be ready for adaptation. You may ask, is this not a big challenge? Yes, it is. However, do you think the technology space people who are working as experts in the technical world do not upgrade? If we do not do that, we are outdated every 3 years or to 5 years. The things that we are using, the platforms that we are building, the platforms and the applications that we are actually working on keep on changing, keep on emerging, keep on evolving towards what next. So it's very important that we also keep chasing that and learn new skills to pace with the changing demands of the market. Along with all this, there are 10 important soft skills that go along whether you are a technical pro or a non-techie background. The first and foremost, you should know how to handle conflict management, especially when you're coming from a non-tech background. It's very important that you don't do anything that has a conflict of interest. And also how you would handle negotiations, how would you build your own profile by actually understanding the conflict within you than outside. Handling conflicts outside is much more easier than for a professional within you. So it's very important to have a focus, understanding, and what you need, your dreams and ambitions that has to be built by using a proper sense of conflict management. The two other important things are the time management. All of us are running behind 24 hours, which are not enough because we have too many things around us that are distractors today. So the word stress is something that all of us keep enjoying telling, oh, I am stressful. Yeah, I'm working 14 hours. Yeah, I don't have time to even sleep. Stop. Do not complain. This is the real world. This is how it is going to be. We are not our grandparents born where after 6 of in the farm, we come back home and relax on the outer space of the house. No, we are all compartmentalized in a way that we have to live through this. So learn to live through this, properly managing your time, prioritizing and optimization, actually removing the perspective of the world that Indians are super punctual. And also build your communication skills. Because in the global market today, what we are seeing here is the importance of communication skills that are built over cultural diversity of the global projects. It's very, very important that your written as well as verbal communication have to be in par with the world demands. It's not important that you go ahead with accent neutralization or try to show up something for which you are not actually ready for. Having good command over language, the right written skills for the email etiquette, those are the things that actually matter when you are delivering projects. And the company culture, it's very important that you understand the culture of the company, the people that who are involved, your primary stakeholders, and stay client focused. Then only you will be able to be part of the company very quickly, no matter what. Customer service. Customer is God is a mantra that we have heard several times ever since we have been children. And this holds good even today. If you were a professional who's trying to actually pace up with the market, I would recommend each one of you to actually work in a call center customer service at least for 6 months. That will train you automatically to handle 10 different types of customers who are probably aggressive, passive, active, commanding, demanding, insulting, irritating, and expecting. There are plenty of customers who actually teach you how customer service can effectively function. Even if a product is not too great, if your customer service is great, people will come to you. That is the kind of significance that customer service has. Emotional intelligence is very, very important today because we get angry, we react, we don't respond, we especially react to the social media garbage that is being pushed onto us, and we lose our self-awareness. Nobody is going to motivate you other than yourself. So self-motivation, managing situations, being empathetical, all this is part of emotional intelligence, which you have to build in yourself at the workplace. And it's important that your personal productivity is shown. How hard you work and how long you work doesn't matter, but the outcomes do. So it's very important that your productivity is measurable in terms of metrics. And you should be able to create the kind of visibility that is required. Everybody works. Everybody works hard. Everybody wants to grow. Everybody wants to get that beautiful bonuses coming at the end of the year. All of us want to grab a share in the company. All that. But how? Why are the most hardworking employees not getting the due recognition? It's because they don't tell their own stories. You have to sell yourself, show up visibility, raise your hand and speak up saying what you have done and how does that actually impact the growth and revenue of the organization. So it's very important that you build the storytelling of what you are doing, and so that you can make a pitch and make a sale for yourself for the next productive thing in your life. Change is the only constant thing in the world. and you should be adaptable to change. Adaptability is one factor that no matter what changes, either at the workplace or in the technology space that we are currently inherited to, it's very, very important that we adapt to the change smoothly. We should not be resisting change without any data that actually proves that the change may be very conflicting to what we are trying to achieve. So it's very important that we take care of the change management, not just only in the projects or programs, but also in the real life scenarios when we are at workplace. Coming to what actually the non-tech roles in the tech world offers. There are plenty of opportunities. You can see right from sales and marketing, your products and services, your business development, your advertising, your marketing, digital marketing, your human resources, analysts. Analysts are the most wanted people. It can be research analyst or a business analyst. Having the domain knowledge helps you become a business analyst. You may be from a banking background, you may be from a commerce background, and you can help an IT company which is building products for the commerce industry or for the banking corporate sector. You can help them understand the domain expertise like banking rules, the accounting standards. So even if you are a person from a finance background, you can support in the actual research required for building technology products. Customer success. I think we have already spoken about customer service and how important it is. And today the best marketing happens in social media, and digital marketing is the thing that is happening. So having correct knowledge of social media is also important. This is a very new niche skill that you can start acquiring. You don't need to be experts, but you can actually start learning by watching seminars and webinars and doing online courses. Training is development. As long as there is a world of technology and growth, there is going to be training needs, there are going to be developmental needs, and this is going to be continuing because learning is a continuous process. There is never ending to learning. Content writing, operations management, all the projects getting to a steady state, and we need BAU resources who actually do steady state operations. There are technical copywriters who actually check on the IP rights, who do take care of the content, marketing content, product content, even like, how to use your product, those kind of manuals. All this, the technical copywriters can help. As long as there are human resources and who are working and getting some salary, I don't think there will be any non-demand for finance and accountancy. So still, even today, the finance and accountancy is all digital. So you can get into your domain knowledge, but in a technical space. Testing. Most of the people start their tech role from a non-tech background with manual testing. Manual testing needs two things very importantly. One is observation of your surroundings, see what's happening around us, think what could go wrong and how do you actually make that up. It's very important that you understand that testing actually identifies the product's efficiency. Administration and legal, just like how the finance is, and executive leadership, all of us would one day want to be in there, and that's what a non-tech roles can offer. And these are a few, and these are not all in all, like how we can talk about. The last slide, I'm going to talk about my own journey. Here, my own journey being my own journey, because I graduated in commerce, and just out of college, I got married, I got into a family life, and then I did not leave my studies. I went on to do a MBA and also a lot of other IT certifications because that was my passion. However, my learning continued because at the age of 39, when my daughter went back to college, I went back to law school because my dream was to do LLB, because I'm also, as a diversity and inclusion activist, support a lot of NGOs. and I felt that I can support them on legal advising with an LLB degree. So I continued my journey of education. Even today, I'm in that mode. So I have a commerce graduation, MBA graduation, and LLB, and several other IT certifications. These certifications had happened over almost the last 23 years. I have been in IT industry since 1997, worked in 8 major companies, global corporate, and in 11 key different roles. If you look in here, I have started my career in AppTech with the salary of 2,500 rupees as a front desk executive, managing their administration and metric testing center. So all great things begin small. So it was my career journey. Remember, friends, I'm from a pure non-tech background. Then I moved on to Dishnet call center in late 90s when the boom was happening for the call center revolution in India. Those were the days that everybody wanted to do MBA HR or work for a call center, because having the headset and talking on phone in a different accents and with the nickname at the call centers is something that all of us enjoyed. My nickname at the call center was Mickey. So that call center actually gave me exposure to handling global customers. Later on, I moved into pure customer service coordinator, and this is my first job in a pure IT company called Manmar Technologies, where I worked as a customer service coordinator, where our field engineers used to take CDs to install the applications in the client's OEM machines. For the medical imaging division, there used to be ultrasound machines, and we used to supply the imaging softwares. And our guys used to go there and punch in that CD and call us for the authorization keys. So I was doing that for almost 2 years, and the company was about to get merged with GE Medical, and I had to move on with DSL software, which is nothing but today HCL Capital Markets as a process lead. I was handling Swift messaging services and looking at several of the business processes that the back office operations of the HCL Capital Markets was happening. And that's when I moved back to ABN AMRO. My first job in a bank which looked at my domain knowledge and also put me into manual testing, because I wanted to get into the technical world. Because if you look at every other non-technical job that I have done, it's also somewhere or the other was related to the technical side. And then after working in the bank for 3 years as the tester, I became a test lead, I became a test manager, then I became a global test manager, and then I moved on as a business analyst to Hewlett Packard. When I joined Hewlett Packard, my first assignment was in Ashok Leyland, where I have seen the manufacturing space at large and how technology integrates there. So I started getting more and more interested in projects and started building my qualifications around it. And that's when I did my first PMP certification. There are a couple of other certifications that I did from Project Management Institute. And then looking at the ambition and looking at the courage to take up challenging roles, I was very soon promoted as a project manager, and then as a senior program manager. That's when I moved on to IBM. 9 years in IBM, I have handled major roles as project manager, senior project manager, program manager, account portfolio manager, and then transformation leader, where my focus was on networks, cybersecurity, intellectual property rights, and risk and compliance. Why? Because I know what it has to be in all the previous industry experience that I've gained working in the previous companies in different roles. And then finally, after spending 9 years in IBM, and finally ending up my role as a transformation leader, specializing in networks and data migrations, I moved on to ATOS as a director in IT and programs. So this is my journey, which started just like a front office executive in a small IT training organization. And today I'm managing large scale, complex and technically challenging projects, handling hundreds of techies who are working in several of the teams that I manage today. So that's about me, and I'm now open for questions, and I hope you enjoyed listening to my journey as well.
Thank you so much, Ms. Raghunath. Your journey was super inspiring, and I think it reinforces the fact that one can upskill and work in pretty much whatever field you want. That's a very, very strong message for our audience. I'm sure this has addressed, your session has addressed a lot of doubts, that people had in their minds about making this big switch. We really appreciate your contribution today.